Hello, I'm Simon Rimmer, and today I want to talk to you about mushrooms. Now, we all know how delicious they are, how good they are for you, and how versatile they are. But I want to teach you how to cook them properly so you really get the best out of your mushrooms. Now, the dish we're going to do is tagliatelle with a mushroom ragu. We're going to start off with the ragu before we even get onto the mushrooms. So first off, a little bit of olive oil into a pan. The pan is just a little bit warm, not hugely. This is the slow cook part of it. And then we're going to just add some onions, some carrot, some celery, a little bit of anchovy and some thyme into our pan. And just leave it on a low heat. And you want to cook this out for 5 or 6 minutes or so, so we get all the natural sweetness coming out of these ingredients. So look, after 5 to 6 minutes, it's now nice and soft. Now what we do, crank up the heat and pop in a good glug of red wine. Just let this boil up for a couple of minutes just to burn off the alcohol. This is bubbling away nicely. We've just got rid of some of the alcohol. It's smelling absolutely delicious. Then we add some passata, which are just our past tomatoes. And then for more flavour, we've got some bay leaf and we've got some star anise. Now turn it back down to a simmer and let this simmer 20-25 minutes as an absolute minimum. It becomes rich and unctuous and delicious. 20 minutes on, and look at this. It's thickened. It smells absolutely delicious. Heaven. That's our base for our ragu. So, mushrooms, how do we cook them properly? First and foremost, your pan is important. I've got a good heavy bottomed pan. Now, the reason for that is that what we want to do is when the cold mushrooms go into the pan, a heavy bottom pan will retain that heat far more, and it's the heat that is really going to give the best out of our mushrooms. It takes longer to heat them up. Get your pan on, get it on as high as you possibly can, and you can feel the heat coming off this. That's really important. Now our mushrooms, we've got some lovely white mushrooms, and then we've also got some chestnut mushrooms as well. So we've got some nice thick slices here. And this is where it gets interesting. The temptation is you'll put oil in the pan, you'll put the mushrooms in and you'll shake them around. Don't. This will revolutionise the way that you get your mushrooms to taste delicious. Oil goes in the pan. When it's nice and hot and you start to see it smoking, we're going to pop the mushrooms in and leave them like this. Little bit of oil. Straight off, we've got a hot pan, we're starting to get some smoke. Pop in your mushrooms. Let them sit in a single layer. We've got loads and loads of heat in this pan. The oil is starting to seal the mushroom. So what we're getting rid of is the moisture. What we're adding is the flavour. And straight away, by not having a little shake, they're starting to cook. We're frying them, we're sealing them, they're crispy. Doesn't take long. Give them a little move around now. A sprinkling of salt, a sprinkling of pepper. And you can see, look at this. Glorious, that's what we're looking for. It's crispy, it's nice and dry, lovely flavour in there. 4 to 5 minutes and they will be perfect. So look at these delicious mushrooms. They've got a crispiness, they've got colour, they smell absolutely amazing. And then these can go into our lovely sauce to finish off our mushroom ragu. Stir those through like that. All of the moisture inside the mushroom will stay there. It will bring more flavour into that. And then with it, we've cooked off some tagliatelle. Simply add a good handful of the tagliatelle into the ragu and make sure that that gets well coated. And just cook this out for a couple of minutes so all of those flavours combine so that the pasta is coated with lots of this delicious, delicious sauce. Just give that a couple of minutes to cook. And while that's doing that, a little bit of parsley to give it a little bit of grassiness at the end. We've got, of course, all these lovely woody, earthy flavours from our magnificent mushrooms that we've now cooked to absolute perfection. So right at the end, just a little bit of flat leaf parsley goes into there and we're ready to serve. Now for me, that's absolutely perfect, but you can, if you want, finish it off with some shavings of Parmesan. There we go, a really delicious recipe, but most importantly, hopefully, it's taught you how to cook mushrooms properly and get the most out of them. For more information about all things mushrooms, go to monahan-mushrooms.com.